I'd like to talk a little bit about what Battle River is doing. A year ago, we finished our State of the Watershed report, and after a lot of work, you all know what that work is like. It's a very intense, very involved process, but that's just the start of the work that's to come. Over the past year, since we published that document, we had the opportunity to talk with 11 different groups across the Battle River and Sounding Creek watersheds, where we asked people what they thought our next steps should be. And out of that conversation, we came up with 12 different areas of focus in 4 different clusters. The 4 clusters are biodiversity, water quantity, water quality, and land management. And so you end up with 12 different areas of focus. And of course the next challenge is, well, where do you start? And we had again a very large group of people participate in a process where we actually identified where those starting places would be. And we chose 3. Well, we've got 12 rather, but we've started on 3. The first one of interest to us is drought management. We've adopted a process where we begin our work with a research piece, and then following with that is an opportunity to share that research piece with people in our community, so that we are actively engaged in the process of saying, well, this is what we know is happening in the province of Alberta, Canada, could be North America, across the world, where we've been able to access information. But then we're asking the question, well, so what? How does this land with us here in this space that we occupy? So our challenge again is to actually go out and listen to people as they respond to that. So we are in the process with the drought management piece, where if it's not up on our website, it soon will be, is our research component. We have a searchable database that's accessible there as well, and we're pretty proud of where we're going, but we're now in the process of pulling together ideas that we've been able to garner in terms of what our policy might look like as a result of the research and of the process of talking with our residents. The second area of interest that we're working on is the area of non-point source pollution, and that again is of interest not only to us but to others as I listen to the conversation today. And we're following the same process again, where we go through a research component, and then we'll be in the process of beginning the conversation around sharing that information with members of the public. And the third one that is on the books for now, and the others are waiting, is the whole area of riparian. And those are the first 3 of the 12 areas of focus that we're working on. Just to give you an idea of where the other areas are, we're looking at surface water quality, groundwater quantity. We're looking at point source pollution, ground surface, and water protection, wetlands, land use practices. We're looking at protected areas, fish and wildlife, native and non-native and invasive species as other areas of interest that have come out of our State of the Watershed report. In addition to looking at those areas, we're also trying to focus on the 4 sub-basins of the Battle River, and then the 5th area of the Sounding Creek. recognizing that there's quite a difference from Battle Lake on the west to the Saskatchewan border on the east. And as you drive across that land, it's very, very clear that you start in the west in the boreal forest and on the east into grassland. So how we deal with each of these areas, these 12 areas that we're talking about, we want to also position ourselves to have a different watershed management plan for each of those 5 areas on each of those 12 different dimensions. So we're open to the fact that it could be different from one area to another. There could be similarities, and again, there could be differences. So as we move towards this, we've had the pleasure of having 26 different community consultations over the last year, where they are very purposeful, targeted against the task at hand. We've, in addition to that, had 15 different municipal briefings. We've been asked to make a presentation to municipal councils about the work that we're doing. And we welcome those, because one of the challenges, of course, that we've got is not only to do the research, but to listen to what others are having to say. And that puts a different challenge to us as we think of what the A in WPAC means. It's advisory. How do we position our advice? What is it going to look like so that we make it accessible to those who we want to have these conversations with? In addition to that, we're looking to a challenge, I guess, of will a solution that we create or suggest be an even bigger problem in the future. And if we hold that kind of notion in the back of our heads, maybe it can help us steer our way through the maze. So I'm getting a nod for 5 minutes. Thank you very much. I got lots more to say, as you can probably guess, because I know you have all kinds of stuff to say. So thank you very much. And